Hi everyone, I'm Christy and today I'm here to show you how to create a zipper pocket using an overlay. I have this one here. This is a zipper overlay that I had custom made for me, but you can easily make your own. I have used a template to cut mine out. You can also just draw a box and create your own overlay. So I'm just going to do a very quick tutorial on how to do a zipper pocket on a bag using these. Okay, so I have everything ready. I have my overlay, 2 pieces of lining fabric for my pocket. These are both woven. These are both from the One Little Spark collection. Okay, so 2 pieces of that. I have got the outside piece of my bag, which is where my pocket's gonna go. And then on the back side, I marked the center just to help myself line everything up properly. And then I've got my zipper and my pole. I like to leave my pole off for just a little bit until I get done sewing and then put it on later. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is mark the center of your zipper overlay along each long edge just so that you can line that up with your main piece. And then we're going to take some double-sided tape to stick it on. So I just like to put a little bit of double-sided tape along the top and the bottom edge. Don't put it along the box that you've cut out in the middle because you want to be able to cut there. So it will just be, it's hard to see because it's white on white, but just here and then here. You can see there's nothing close to the inside box. Okay, after you stick it on to your main piece, and make sure it's nice and straight, and then you're just gonna go to your machine and you're gonna sew around the outside only. All right, I have mine sewn on just around the outside. I have pulled my threads to the back and I'm gonna tie those off and cinch them with a little lighter. Okay, our next step will be to put the zipper onto the lining pieces. So you're gonna take one of your lining pieces and line the top edge up of the zipper up there, and then you're just gonna baste that in place along the top edge. Have that one sewn on, and then I'm gonna repeat the same thing, but with the opposite piece and the opposite side of your zipper tape. You just wanna make sure that your edges are lined up before you start sewing. So go ahead and do that part. Okay, I have both sides sewn on, and then you'll go ahead and slide your zipper pull on over to the middle so that it's out of your way. And then we are going to take the overlay, and you're gonna carefully cut a line down the middle. I use my rotary cutter for that part, but just don't go all the way to the edges, and then use your scissors to cut into it. So I've used my rotary cutter and cut a slit into the middle. And then what you're gonna do is just take your scissors, kind of lift the corner of the overlay up and get your scissors underneath it. This is hard to do and show you, but then also make sure you don't snip through your stitches. This part does not have to look pretty. It just needs to be back far enough because it will be hidden. So once you've got a little snip all the way, or close, not all the way to your stitches, but pretty close, then you're just gonna cut all the way around your box so that it's back behind where your overlay is. Okay, I finished cutting mine out. This is what I cut out of the center, and that will just go in the trash. From the front, it's all neat and tidy looking. From the back, it's not super neat and tidy looking, but you will never see that. You just want to make sure that you have it cut back far enough to where you won't see it from the outside. I've got, I don't think I told you, but the purple is the seashell vinyl from Oh So Pretty, and it is wonderful to work with. So I highly recommend grabbing some of that. And then my main is just a vinyl, also from Oh So Pretty. And then I told you that my lining is a woven, and I did use interfacing on that one. Okay, our next step is going to be to attach the pocket lining to the main part. So we're going to start by putting 1/8 inch double-sided tape along both edges of the zipper tape, okay? Then you're going to lay the pocket lining with both pieces pointed up and your zipper pull opening to the left. Lay that down on the table and then pull off just the bottom piece of the double-sided tape, the paper off of the double-sided tape, so that that one is exposed. Leave the other one covered up for just a minute. And then you're gonna take, sorry, I don't have a good view of my table, I'm sorry. You're gonna take the outside piece and center it over your pocket lining. Get it nice and straight where you want it. Press that down and then just look at it. Make sure it's centered. Still, both pieces of your lining need to be pointing up, okay? Then what we're gonna do, go to your machine and you're only going to stitch the bottom. So start from one corner and end at the other corner, and then you'll pull your threads to the back and tie those off and cinch them. Okay, I have got the bottom of my box sewn. Okay, I have left my threads to the front. I'm going to show you how I pull them to the back and tie them off. So you can see from the back, both pieces are still pointing up. You want it like that. Okay, now the way that I tie my threads off, go to the back, and if you just kind of pull on one, it'll give you a little loop. And then I grab the stiletto end of my seam ripper and just pull it back and then just tie it. And then just kind of cut it off short and use, I just use a small lighter like this and just cinch the ends of it. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is you're going to want to press the bottom piece down towards the bottom. Just kind of finger press it. So you can see better up here. Okay, just kind of finger press it into place. It'll stay where it needs to after you sew it, but I just kind of crease it where it needs to be and then flip your other one down too so that it's on top of it. And then this is when you will pull off the other piece of paper from your top double-sided tape. And then you'll just press it and make sure everything's straight like you want it to be. Okay, and then you are going to top stitch starting at one of your corners here where you sewed the last time. You'll go up around the top and down to your other corner. All right, I have sewn all the way around. Okay, from the back you can see where your stitching is. So our next step is going to be to close in the sides. Okay, and you can see that one piece of the lining is longer than the other. So we're just going to trim that up so that they're the same length. Okay? Okay, I've got my bottoms trimmed up so that they're the same length. And then I use double-sided tape. You don't have to if that doesn't work for you, if your machine doesn't handle it well. But you're going to want to flip both pieces so they're about 1/4 inch to the wrong side. This is what will make your finish very pretty. Okay, I have mine flipped to the wrong side, and then I just put a couple clips in here just to make sure it doesn't shift on me. You just want to make sure you've got everything lined up nice and neat like. And then we are going to go to our machine. I find it easier to sew from this way, so you'll flip your main piece up out of the way. But however it makes the most sense to you to sew it. So you're going to want to sew, and you can go ahead and trim it down if you want to. I just kind of eyeball it, but you want to try and get as close to this stitch line as you can. You're not going to be able to get right on top of it because that's basically right on your zipper, but try to get as close as possible as your machine will allow you, and just sew along that side and do both sides. Okay, so I have both sides sewn up. I've left the bottom open because this is where I will pull the bag through. If you won't be birthing your bag through this pocket, you can go ahead and sew that up too. Totally up to you. but I will be birthing this bag through the pocket, so I wanted to leave that open. But now you'll see we have quite a bit over here beside the stitches. So you're going to want to trim that down. Okay, so the way I like to do it is I like to get pretty close. Let me just draw a line because I'm not gonna be able to do this. So I like to kind of get pretty close to the stitch line and then just kind of angle it out. So it's my good drawing. So you can see where I start pretty close to the stitch line. That will reduce the bulk here when you flip that pocket the right way. So you're going to trim all of this off and then just burn the ends of your zipper so they don't pull out. Okay, I have got mine sewn up and trimmed down. You can see how close I got on each of the corners. You just want to make sure you leave a little bit so it doesn't pull apart, but that'll cut down the bulk there. From the front, it is all done. And then if you open it up, doing the overlay this way, it leaves it to where you have no raw edges inside. And it looks really pretty, and it's really a lot simpler than what it looks like it would be. So I hope this helps, and I hope you enjoy sewing. Bye.